what's up, what's good, everybody? This is Rainbow and Terrell back at you with another video. We're gonna do a review on Fatal Fury's City of the Wolves. So we had some time with the beta, so we're gonna share our thoughts. This is part 1 of a part 2 video, so please watch till the end so you could see what our next video is gonna be about. Now this video, we're gonna start off with the matchmaking and the lobbies. I feel like they kind of go together, but it's different talking points we could go ahead for. But I'll let Terrell start. He has more experience with it than I do.
Not only do I have more experience with it, but I'm also just the superior player here. I did.
You done, nigga? Like,
I just started. I hit B rank, okay, and I believe Rainbow's in C rank. Not 100% certain, but anyways.
We're rookie.
Yeah, rookie rank. What was one of the first bullet points? Was it matchmaking?
It was matchmaking. Right? Second one's lobbies. So kind of join together.
Well, real quick though, I do want to give props to SNK here. The lobbies are really good. I like the lobbies. I like the layout of it. I like how there's multiple different sections, and they even have, like, at the top left, you have the little streamer or like lobby host fight. So the lobby host, whether he wins or loses, he just keeps going. It doesn't matter. So people can keep fighting that individual. And you don't have to go into the settings and set it that way. It's just one specific lobby set to that mode where you fight the host. I like that. The whole layout of it, I like it too. I've heard people call the way the game even looks. I know I'm not really supposed to be talking about this, but like the UI, it looks like a Buffalo Wild Wings menu. But
what?
Anyways. Like the yellow and black colors of it, if you've ever been to Buffalo Wild Wings, it's got like Buffalo Wild Wings. Anyways, besides the point. Matchmaking, though, is absolutely atrocious. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest downsides to the game, without a fragment of a doubt. If this game flops, it's probably because of the matchmaking in this beta. It takes maybe anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes to find a match, which is bad. And that's just like, no matter what you're doing, casual matches, ranked matches, or ranked, casual, and lobbies, sorry.
Yeah.
It takes that long to find a match. And there's a bunch of people playing the beta. It's not like this is a dead game. This is the beta. A lot of people are playing it, testing it out, and it's taking a long time to find matches. That's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a rookie, so I get it maybe a little bit sooner than a lot of other people, but even still, like, I kind of sit there for a second, like, and then I get on my phone, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then when someone pops up, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, let's get it popping. Match not found. It was like, yeah, match is canceled.
Match canceled.
And I'm just like, oh my god, kill me.
I actually think you find matches faster than I do, and I don't know why. I was watching you play, you were finding matches way faster than me. Me, every time, it was at least 1 to 2 minutes. If not that, like 5 minutes. And I just think it's random. I don't think that there's any particular reason as to why it's working that way. It's just, I don't know, the matchmaking is completely butchered right now. They need to get on top of it. And the developers themselves also mentioned that they're aware of it and that they're going to do things about it, and that we might be getting a second beta because of how bad it is. So they want to, like, fix that mistake. They want to make sure the impression of the game is really good before release. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, like, when it was happening where you were getting longer queue times than me, I thought it was just because, oh yeah, there's more people in rookie. But if even the developer said that shit, oof, that's how you definitely know it's a problem.
That's what a lot of people are saying on social media right now. A lot of people are saying it's bad. They're taking a long time to find matches. But yeah, you get the point. It's bad.
Yeah.
What else was there?
There was controls, rev system, tech.
Oh, the control scheme. Real quick. There's 2 different types of control schemes. There's smart style, and then there's like modern, or like regular, classic. Oh. I didn't try out smart.
I never did.
Good yawn, Rainbow.
Thanks.
I didn't try out smart style. I don't even know if anybody's actually trying smart style, because there's really no point in playing smart style unless you're super casual with this game. And if you're super casual with this game, I don't even believe you're going to be playing it during the beta.
Yeah.
The reason is because smart style removes access to breaks and feints. So you can't feint, which is basically like throwing out a fake move to trick your opponent. And then breaking is doing like like you're canceling a move so that you can do more moves after it. It's complicated, but you can't break, you can't feint if you use smart style. So it just kind of seems like, what's even the point in using smart style?
Yeah,
it's worse than Street Fighter 6's modern controls, if I'm not mistaken. It's worse.
yeah, because it cuts like a lot of the core gameplay mechanics. Whereas like with Street Fighter, it's like you still kind of get the same thing. You can just do it easier. In this game, it's just like, yeah, half of the shit is cut for you. So it's kind of like, I don't think a lot of people are going to use the smart controls, especially because it hinders a bunch of shit. You're either going to get this game and play a classic, or you're just not going to get this game whatsoever. You're just not going to buy it.
Yeah. So I don't think people are going to be really using smart unless, like I said, you're really casual, but you're just going to go classic. Most people are going to go classic with this game. It's just the way to go. In terms of the rev system, there's a lot of mechanics in this game. There's a ton of mechanics.
There's a lot.
Everybody was mad in this beta. I won't even say myself. I might be the odd one out here. I'm glad the beta didn't have a training mode, because training mode would have just made it so that people are mastering the game way too quickly, way too early, and it'd be too sweaty. And the whole point of this beta test isn't so that it's super sweaty and everybody's like playing ranked and going hard and ham in the paint, whatever. It's that they could test the online connection. That's the whole point of this beta, so they could test the network.
That's the point of like every beta ever. It's just like, we need to make sure the game fucking works.
Yes.
And then we could do other shit.
They don't want half of the people playing this beta hiding in training room uploading combo videos. No, they want you playing other people so that they can figure out how the connections work and if they're stable enough for a full release. They don't want you doing training combos. So a lot of people were mad about that they couldn't test out all the mechanics, whatever. I think it's completely okay. But there are a lot of mechanics in the game. The tutorial does a fairly decent job at explaining them. Not a really good job, but a fairly decent job. You're better off just watching the YouTube video that they uploaded themselves to figure out how the game works, and just watching other YouTubers explain it, or just go to the website. The website also explains everything, all the mechanics. It's good over there.
I think the tutorial is kind of a hit or miss, because if you watch the YouTube videos first, you're kind of like, oh, easy digestible, like TikTok levels of length. But then you go to tutorials like, okay, so you're going to use this option against this option, and then when they do a jab, oh, then you're gonna like just guard it right when you do it. You could like, and it's just like, wait a minute.
It didn't even explain it the way you explained it. You probably explained it better than the tutorial explained, because the tutorial would just say, do a hyper guard, right? Like the second step, it says do hyper guard. It's like, okay, hyper guard, what the hell even is that? And then the opponent is just hitting you, and the game's just like, do a hyper guard. Like, what is a hyper guard? Do a hyper guard. Like, okay.
It's like, you ain't doing it yet? Do it.
Yeah. Have you not done the hyper guard yet? We told you it's a hyper guard. Do the hyper guard. But anyways.
I've noticed at the, like, cause I was looking around like, god damn, how do you do it? It's not telling me. And I want to say it's on the bottom left. It had like, no, I think it was the bottom right. It had like the input being done.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. They show the controls, like your buttons and whatnot, and the AI or the computer's actually doing the input for you to show you what you need to do.
Yeah.
But the confusing thing for me was I didn't know where the buttons were mapped out. Like, I didn't know what the guard button was and stuff like that. But I get what you're talking about. They were trying to show you what you needed to input, and that's fairly helpful. So
I think the tutorial needs to be more solid. Like, okay, we want to go in depth. Now's the time. Let's show you everything. Because if you just go by the YouTube video, like, this is problem with games in general. If the game doesn't tell you how to do it in the game, and it's like you have to go to an external source, you're kind of already fucking up.
They did a pretty good job, but I think what they need to do is they need to first show the demo. They need to show like a demo explanation of what's happening, of like what you need to do, and then be like, okay, now that we showed you, you do it. I think that's what they should be doing.
No, for sure. Actually, now that you mention it, I'm surprised they didn't.
Yeah, I don't think they did. Maybe you're able to press start and then click demo. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Was it Street Fighter that it automatically did it first, or did it just say, hey, do it?
I don't even think Street Fighter did it. I think Street Fighter just explained it properly, and then if you needed to, you click start and then you click demo and it tells you. I don't remember for a fact, but
yeah, I think it doesn't like show start with demo. I think games should probably do that too. Like just show you the demo. Okay, now you can go, but if you want to go back, you can click start and demo it again. I think fighting games should do that actually. Developers, listen to us.
What else was there? I'm forgetting. We talked about the rev. With tech, did you put tech, right? It was, so
actually, before we get into that, because kind of with the controls too, I know you mentioned about like it doesn't tell you what like light punch is at and what medium punch is at and shit. It's like some of the buttons, like when you try to do it, it's like kind of confusing because it'll be like, okay, you click this button, like the rev cancel, and then it's like, okay, so what button is my rev cancel? And then you press it, and then it's just like, okay, you pressed it, that's great and all, but do it. And it's just like, what?
Yeah, I mean, if we're still talking about controls, which what you just said, I agree with you. But if we're still talking about controls, I have a complaint. One of my biggest complaints about this game is, for whatever reason, all these new mechanics are blocked behind more button pressing, and I don't understand that. Yeah. For example, if you want to break, you need to do light punch and light kick. So why didn't they just... So you would have to do a DP, because this is how it works for a lot of characters. A lot of characters, for those of you who don't know, you can do DP, which is a Z input. Then you press heavy punch, so you're doing a dragon punch. But if you want to break it, you do light punch and light kick immediately after, which will cancel it so that you don't launch into the sky. Instead, like if with Rock Howard, for example, you just do like a shoulder bump, but then you stay on the ground, so you can do more inputs afterwards. Why didn't they just, in my opinion, I think it would have been better if breaking was just like a direction. I don't want to click two buttons after already doing a DP. I'd rather just do DP and then like hold down for a break, you know? Like to tell the game, like, I don't want to go up, I want to stay down. So I'm holding down after I do DP, so the game knows I want to stay on the ground. That would be a better input for a break, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Versus Z punch and then two button punch and then now I gotta do more inputs after that. Like, no, why not just Z punch down? That makes more sense to me. And it's the same thing with, I forget what rev mechanic this is called, but you know the mechanic where you can do where you jump off the ground and you do an overhead and you avoid lows, but then you can also do one where you punch or you kick low and you avoid highs. You know what that mechanic is? The red mechanic in the game? I forget what they call it.
There's so many mechanics I don't even know.
Oh my god, I forget what the game calls it, but it's a mechanic where your character can jump up and hit high and avoid lows, or you can hold it down and then you do a low attack and you avoid highs. That mechanic requires you to press two buttons and hold down, right? I don't understand why they didn't just make that a command move, where you simply press like heavy punch or light punch and you hold forward and then your character does an overhead, or you hold backwards plus heavy punch and then you do like a low attack. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just do it directions and command moves, but they're making everything double button presses. You want to do an offensive plus defensive attack, hold two buttons. You want to do a break, hold two buttons. You want to do a feint, hold two buttons. Like, everything is double button, and it could have been simplified to just directions on your stick.
Or at least press at the same time, because if you notice, a lot of the command moves is either you only do kick or you only do punch with whatever direction it happens to be. So just do light kick, light punch when you do like the DP or some shit. It's little like, these are like little things, but it does paint an overall picture of how the game's gonna work.
So The next thing is tech. I didn't see much tech outside of one thing that popped up on social media, which was somebody was doing something that's known as like Mortal Kombat 9 guard dashing or something like that, where you hold the rev block or rev guard button, which is the red guard, and then you just start spamming dash while you're doing it, and you're basically almost like Tekken wave dashing, essentially. I don't know how else you want to put it, but it just looks like your character just like dash forwarding really fast.
MK's like movement has done that before, but MK9 was like the fastest, I think, out of like from 9 till the new one. Not 1. We're not gonna go into that. So yeah, it had that movement, and I was just like, and the tryhards found something.
Yeah, anytime new tech comes out, it's just stuff for the sweats, and I'm okay with it though. It doesn't look like it's super broken. As long as there's no insanely crazy tech, how there is in like Tekken, for example, or Melee, Smash Bros. Melee, where if you don't know the tech, you're screwed. Like if you're not utilizing this tech, you're not going to do well. I don't like tech like that in games personally. I like it where everybody just needs to play the game the way the game is designed, and if you're doing that, you're okay. And I don't like it when you have to go out of your way to look up YouTube videos and stuff like that and figure out how to do this random tech that some dude out of nowhere found out. But yeah, the tech that I saw, it seems fine. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more that comes up later down the line, and I'm excited to see what comes up.
And discussions about specific like tech in fighting games and how we hate that shit. That's definitely another video for another day. So if you guys really want to see that video, just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll have a video for that. But last thing we want to mention is this: the next big fighting game. My money is maybe not, because it's already fighting an uphill battle. Who, like, general populace, people know what Street Fighter is, people know what Tekken is. Who the fuck knows about Fatal Fury? Because the people say, oh, Fatal Fury, it's like, is that King of Fighters? And people don't even know King of Fighters like that, the general populace. So my money's on probably not, but it is social media. Games have came out and then they suddenly get popular. Years down the line, we see that with Among Us before too. So I really do hope fighting games that innovate and like show off new shit, like something that should be standard, needs to be like the face of fighting games for fighting games to move forward. Because fighting games are like 40 years in the past. And I know we didn't talk about it, and we might talk about it in the next video, but the fucking how to friend people in this game is so stupid. Like, we had to get like a phone number from somebody, we had to get their fucking social security number to be friends with them. Like, goddamn, fuck you.
Fighting games are just as behind as Nintendo. But fighting games are on all platforms, but they're just as behind as Nintendo. Like, we're still having to send Nintendo cards or like type in Nintendo friend codes to people just to join a lobby, It's ridiculous.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. Fighting games have come a long way. They made like 10 steps forward, and then they said, yo, what if we like moonwalked about 7 of those? Like, oh my god, fucking kill me.
Speaking of moonwalking, I can't wait for Michael Jackson to make it this season. But you definitely took the words out of my mouth. I don't even really think I need to add anything else to that. Like, it's just, I don't see this game becoming the next big 3 fighting game like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Tekken. But I really hope it does succeed, and I want it to succeed because I believe that this is far better gameplay-wise and every regard, like every mechanic and whatnot. It's just better than Street Fighter 6 in my opinion. It's just far more fun.
And they're definitely, unlike Street Fighter, they're definitely like, this is our aesthetic, we're going full throttle. Whereas like with Street Fighter, it was just like, okay, we're going to hip hop aesthetic, but not too much. Oh, but we're gonna give you something. And so like half the characters look like new hip and shit, and then you have characters like Ryu. We won't get into that too much. Like,
we won't really get into that. I was just gonna say that the game's graphics are kind of like iffy. Some characters look really good, and then some characters in Street Fighter 6 just look weird. Like, I don't know. They're kind of struggling a little bit, in my opinion, to find out what design choice to go with, whether they want to be really hyper realistic with their characters or like slightly goofy cartoony. I don't know how to explain it. We're not even talking about that right now, but anyways, I don't think it's going to be the next big top fighting game. I wanted to though, and I really hope they can make it. We'll talk more about it in the next video though. But
right, for sure. Next video. But that'll do it for this one. If you stuck to the end, we very much appreciate it. We always appreciate anyone who watches these videos. And like I said, make sure to go to part 2, where we talk about how this man's about to try to make him a Rasengan or some shit.
No, I'm doing the Rock Howard, you know, when he like does his super, he goes like,
yeah. But you'll see. But yeah, part 2, we're gonna go more in depth about the aesthetics, the art style, characters, and all that good stuff. So make sure to tune in for that video right after this one. But like, thank you guys. Thank you for people who watched this video. Terrell, do you have any like final thoughts about what we talked about today, or should just
no, that's about it. That's it.
That's it. See you.